India has seen several women entrepreneurs who have shown equal power, equal capability, skill sets, and the resistance in terms of coming up the ladder. Whether it's a necessity or it is a passion, but then women entrepreneur is going to stay in this country. Government is trying to bring as many schemes and policies possible so that they can make women entrepreneurship more interesting and more effective altogether. Good morning and welcome to the second session on entrepreneurship development. And this session, we are going to speak about the women entrepreneur. We've always understood that women are the integral part of the nation, and women entrepreneurship is something that we need to really reconcile with. So let's go forward, try to understand the growing power of women entrepreneurship. Now let's look into these slides here. The increasing presence of women as entrepreneurs has led to the change in the demography, characteristics of business, economic growth of the country. I take this words 100% true when I'm going to talk about the Indian economy. Why? Because India has seen several women entrepreneurs who have shown equal power, equal capability, skill sets, and the resistance in terms of coming up the ladder. They've also shown that they are equal to any men in terms of developing the company and becoming a business leader by themselves. So I would always say that women entrepreneurship is something very, very important, and it is coming up in a big way. Followed by the women-owned business enterprises are playing a very, very prominent role in the society, inspiring others and generating more employment opportunities in the country. Today, if you go to the state of Maharashtra, Gujarat, Haryana, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and Karnataka, these are the states where you will see a lot of women entrepreneurship coming in. Why is that so? Because women have today understood that opportunities are there everywhere. It is no more needed that a woman has to stick back to home, do only the household work, and stick back only to that traditional values. A woman will be able to deliver better business, better value. She can take up the leadership roles. In fact, she can prove that she is even more challenging and dynamic when compared to that of any other business leader. So in that sense, definitely women entrepreneurship is coming in a big way in India, and women-owned businesses are becoming an inspirational story for so many people today that they are taking up entrepreneurship very, very seriously. Followed by the need for sustainable growth of women entrepreneurs to promote a balanced growth in the country. Now, there was a time when we were speaking about the reservations, we were speaking about the factors of growth, and we were also trying to understand how to bring in equality. But today is the day where I would like to say that women are equal, women are even more powerful than men in terms of doing the business. So no more we are going to talk about reservations. We are not going to talk about the categories and the quotas anymore. But we are going to talk about a country. We are going to talk about a state of mind where every single person, where every single citizen is important. And especially when we talk about the women entrepreneurship, they are going to be the game changers in the coming years. So women entrepreneurship and women are going to be the leading personalities who are going to drive the economy in the coming 22nd century altogether. Followed by the role of a women entrepreneur. Just have a look into the image. You would be able to inspire, you would be able to understand that women is nowhere less. Because if you see here, it's primarily the push-pull factors that despite the extended support from the family and in general by the life partner in particular, women are opting to become entrepreneurs. They find it challenging to stand in the business independently. Many times in India, the most important question that a women entrepreneur always faces is the word called family. Family becomes a compelling talk, a compelling project altogether, where the women find it very, very difficult to go forward, to understand and say that this is what they want to do, this is what they are for. So what's happening here is that women somewhere down the lane start finding it that family becomes a challenging factor, and very, very complicated factor altogether, where they're not able to just give up on the family, just understand on the family factors and just say that, okay, we will continue with the business. The family holds them back. The family does not want the women to become a leader and entrepreneur by herself. The family believes that this is the time the women entrepreneurship should be curbed and they should not be allowed to grow. But then in India, what we are seeing slowly is that the women are coming out of the house, they are stepping out, they are taking up a new journey towards excitement, towards innovation, towards their career path altogether. So no more India would be short of women entrepreneurs. India would definitely become a land of women entrepreneurship, would be able to define a new landmark in terms of the business development altogether. So we find that women entrepreneurship is going to be the most exciting, the most challenging part, and we are going to drive this business to new heights as far as possible. Now, moving forward, I would also like to talk about the push and pull factors altogether. Now, what is the push and pull factor? The urge to do business on their interests contributes substantially for economic development for the members of the family as a major breadwinner. That clearly tells that women are also capable of earning money. Now you see here, a woman feels that she should also go to a job. She should also be a businesswoman, an entrepreneur. Why? Because she will be able to earn some money for the family. She can also become a contributor in terms of attending to the family's financial needs. She could also become a breadwinner of the family. So by giving an opportunity to a woman to do her business, to do her ideology, follow her passion, all the members of the family are getting equally benefited. We know the stories of so many women entrepreneurs in India, and we know the business leaders starting from Indra Nui, or we are going to talk about Kiran Majumdar Shah. We know all those people who have gone ahead, who have stepped out, taken the risk and become business leaders altogether. Now, we also know that there has been several women who have climbed up the ladders of the organization, the corporate ladders, and become the CEO of the organizations. They've all understood that at some point of time, they have been visionary in terms of thinking, in terms of leading forward, and in terms of building up the business. So there is no way that they are going to go wrong. There's no way that they are going to get outside the box altogether, but they are champions. They are winners. They will be able to create a better economy altogether. The points mentioned above said to be the pull factors. Why? Because these are the factors that pulls them towards the entrepreneurship. They want to go there. They want to achieve it. They believe that, yes, entrepreneurship is quite exciting journey. They can make it happen. That's a pull factor, which I would like to say, the attractive factor that makes a woman go towards entrepreneurship. But then, on the other hand, when I talk about the push factors here, women plunge into entrepreneurship because of the family compulsion. Yes, you're being pushed by your family that you have to go to a job, you have to earn money. And there is a situation where the woman has to shoulder the family responsibilities with the job responsibility. Now you see the push factor. You're being driven, you're being forced to take up something. So that's where you see that the push factor is coming onto the head of a woman. Followed by, now you see that at any given point of time, a woman never breaks down so easily. She does not give up things so easily. She understands whether it's a push factor or a pull factor, she will be able to survive. She will be able to drive the economy to the next level because she knows how to manage family with finance. So that's where I would always say that women entrepreneurship is definitely going to change the era of entrepreneurship. It's going to be a game changer in the coming years. And in India, we believe that right from the small villages, districts and towns of our country, all women entrepreneurs have been capable enough of transforming the mindset as well as the business altogether. We all know the success story of Legit Papad that started up, and today it's a very big success story. We all know that even in Amul, there are a lot of women who are being employed. We all know that there are several small-scale industries in India which are seeking the women power altogether. Now, these are all possible because women have understood the push and pull factor. Whether it's it's a necessity or it is a passion. But then women entrepreneur is going to stay in this country. It's going to continue. It's going to drive the business to the next league as far as possible. Now, moving forward, I would also like to talk about what are the motivational factors that we are in terms of doing the women entrepreneurship. Why do women get into it? What really motivates? Starting here, some of the women have freedom. So this is a very, very important word. They have the freedom to take decision by themselves. So they've been let alone. They're being given the value, the respect that, yes, I respect your decision of you getting into entrepreneurship. I'm not going to come in your way. I'm not going to stop you from what you want to do. So I'm giving you the space. I'm giving you the ideology that, yes, you can also think forward like any other human being, like any other male of the society. So I respect your decision. And that's a very, very important stand. Why? Because moment you give the empowerment to women saying that you can stand independently, you can create your business empire, you can follow your dreams, and I respect your decision, that itself is a major push. That itself is a very big stepping stone that a woman always expects. Followed by the educational qualification that easily fetches a woman a job. Look at the IT sector in India. Predominantly, you have 50% of the workforce, which is today comprises of the women, because equally women are also graduated, technically qualified. They have the ability, they have the capacity to understand, to drive projects. So there is no way that you can stop a woman from getting into a job or taking into a leadership role, because today every woman seeks to take her right in terms of education, in terms of knowledge, in terms of her intellectual capacity. So she believes that after gaining sufficient experience and understanding of the business, I will be able to create a domain for myself. I will be able to create an identity for myself. So that's where women entrepreneurship is becoming a really big game changer. Followed by the innovative thinking. Why? Because this is something what men really lack. Men cannot be as innovative as women. This is not just a statement, but this is a fact. Women always have the capacity to think out of the box, and they are far more innovative in any given sense of word. So what happens here is that they want to see the innovation come in action. So they believe that entrepreneurship is not just a path, but it is the source for their actions, for their beliefs to turn into action. So this is one of the way where I would like to say that every single innovation that has been looked up by a women entrepreneur can definitely turn into action, can definitely give them all sort of benefits as far as possible. So innovation and women are the synonyms for entrepreneurship. They are the most important factor which I would like to talk about. They expect self-identity. Who does not? And especially for women, I always say that the self-identity creates the real women altogether. Why? Because rather than just saying wife of, mother of, sister of, or any other kind of relationship, I would rather like to say, I am the owner of this business. I am the founder of this institution. I am the founder of this particular business, of this organization altogether. That identity is priceless. That is what we need to give to a woman. If a woman can understand that and a woman is being given that opportunity, I would say that identity is supposed to be the biggest aspect that a woman can drive in terms of entrepreneurship. And in a male-dominated society like India, where there are still restrictions, where there are still states which try to hinder the progress of women, women identity is definitely becoming a very big thought process. So you need to continue with it. You need to give the women the space they wanted. Followed by women long to have social status and the factors that we can talk about. Yes, that's a very, very important factor which I would like to say. They like to have that social status. Now, if you just get into Facebook, Instagram, or any of the social media, you see that when women post their photos, or when you see that women entrepreneurs with their organization, it's so pleasant to look. Why? Because that is their identity. That's their innovation. That's the thought process on which they have done. And this is fantastic. I would not just leave it there. Why? Because the social status of you being an entrepreneur, you being an employee, you being an employer, creating jobs for others is a very big status mark. Followed by good support and cooperation from family members. absolutely needed. Today, when you look into the advertisements that are coming up in TV, in social media, or probably in any of the channels, I would like to mention this specific point. Every time a woman is being promoted with the good support of her family members, you can have a look into it, whether that's going to be a detergent advertisement, or it's going to be about a cooking utensil advertisement, or it's going to be about some food, or it's going to be about some fitness. What is happening is that everybody is recognizing the women's strength. Everybody is recognizing the fact that women can bring in difference to the family and to the society. So more the cooperation, more the understanding, and you are able to go through the abilities, make her into the situation, into the system, empower her with the necessary support skills altogether, women entrepreneurship is definitely going to go places. And that's where women will definitely make a difference in terms of running the business. Now, moving forward, I would also like to talk upon this factor called as challenges of women entrepreneurs in India. Now, I'm going to talk specifically with regards to the Indian state, Indian country altogether. So what I finally and foremost see here is that it's a male-dominated society. Nobody can deny on this factor. Yes, it is a male-dominated society for many reasons, for many aspects as far as possible. So you're not going to deny on this factor. Always stiff competition ahead of entrepreneurs. So it is always there. You can see that there is a heavy competition. Women are not just able to go out. They have to face the challenges faced up by different organizations, by different men. Most of the women entrepreneurs do face a lack of support from the family members. So on the other side, I want to come up, I want to do a business, but unfortunately, my family members, my people are not supporting me to do this particular business. The financial institution would not allow women. Now, that's one challenge. Probably it was there. Now it is not there. Why? Because today, if a woman also approaches any bank in terms of going for a loan or finance, banks are ready to give her. So no need to worry at all in that. Women's obligation in home is nurturing, bringing up the children, and doing the domestic activities do not easily allow women to get into entrepreneurship. So definitely not. That is not going to be the factor here anymore. So they are already being given the opportunity. They've already been given the chance to do things, and they can do it. It's not going to be a very big factor at all in terms of growth, in terms of development here. Followed by, generally, when we are talking about the few women and the technological factors here, this is going to be a very big factor. This is going to be a very big challenge here, because most of the time, women are not that technology savvy. Women are not that kind of personalities who know how to access the information technology, who know how to access the factors here. But still, today, you would see that women are doing extremely well even on the technology front. This might have been a challenge. This might have been a factor here. But these days, this is getting into a better league, a better level altogether, because women are getting technologically savvy. They are doing things far more better. So somewhere down the lane, these challenges today are getting converted into advantage for the women. Followed by, I would also like to talk about the role of government policies and in terms of women entrepreneurship. So if you see here, Government of India's main objective is to empower women since independence. It's very, very evident that it is about the priorities that are being given to the women in that sector. And especially it has been a great journey altogether, and a greater, at the same time, it has been paid for the women's economic contribution, because many a time today government has recognized and realized that let's also promote women entrepreneurship. Let's not hold them back. Let's create exclusive policies. Let's create a domain where women can also come up, contribute for the nation's development. So if there has been governmental organizations, there have been specific policies and specific organizations which really contribute for the development of the women entrepreneurship. Today, women entrepreneurship is not a theoretical subject, but it has become a practical mantra for success. Why? Because many people are getting into this women entrepreneurship, and government is trying to bring as many schemes and policies possible so that they can make women entrepreneurship more interesting and more effective altogether. Followed by, I would also like to talk about the recommendations for development of the women. That's very, very important. What is the recommendation? Women need to be given awareness on the mass scale. This is very, very important. Now, when we talk about women, there is a few sections of India which are already aware. They are techno savvy, they know things about it, they are quite well to do, and they are from the upscale society. But generally, in mass, there are many women in India who do not even know about entrepreneurship, who do not even have an idea about what is entrepreneurship. So what is more important is awareness before we start into the action. Followed by, every state at district level should have continuous plan to motivate, inspire and cooperate women entrepreneurs. So it is mandatory. What I would like to say here is that at the district level, at the state level, every single organization or the government should come into women entrepreneurship, support them, promote them and take them to the next level as far as possible. There must be a separate forum at the state level to represent the views of women entrepreneurs, no doubt about it. Demand that needs to be fulfilled to coordination or among the government and financing institutions. So it is very, very important. Why? Because there must be a separate forum. There's definitely a need for a different organization which will support women entrepreneurship, which will coordinate their needs, which will try to understand and fulfill them. It's a need of the hour because definitely women entrepreneurship has to come up. The quality of education has to go up in that sense. Provide various opportunities for them so that they are able to contribute better. Followed by, in order to encourage the women to embark into business, it is necessary to develop their professional competencies. So you will not be anymore in a zone where you are just providing them some kind of just a thought process or theoretical knowledge, but you have to make them get into the professional proficiencies altogether, make them understand, make them realize that yes, business is going to move forward, business is going to take a new turn altogether. So that's how you will be able to embark on this journey, take it forward and make it even more realistic as far as possible. So this is mandatory. This is going to be a real game changer altogether. Followed by, with this, we come to the end of this session. I hope and believe that this session was interesting, useful, and educative. In the next session, we will be talking about the rural entrepreneurship, which is very, very important, followed by different factors of rural India, the agriculture, and other parts. Until then, stay tuned, stay blessed, and stay enlightened forever. Thank you once again for joining me on this wonderful session.